Hey y'all, hey ho squad, hey ho nation. It's summertime and I'm still trying to get myself together, but let's go. I don't know how my hair looks because I just couldn't figure it out. So we just went with this. I never wear my hair like this anymore, like because it doesn't fall right. But anyway, y'all don't care about this. Why are we 20 seconds in? Let's talk about what we're going to talk about today. But before we get started, welcome. If you are new and you don't know me, I am LuuLuu. I'm a perfume hoe. What I really am is a floral fairy. I love floral fragrances. And of course, my favorites are white florals. It's just something about them that are intoxicating and beautiful. And so let's get into white florals, of course, with the one that I have the least of in my collection, which is Gardenia. For some, Gardenia is not as Gardenia is not as popular a main note in fragrances. It's in a lot of white florals, but it's usually overshadowed by jasmine or tuberose or even orange blossom. But gardenia is beautiful in its own right. And so let's spend a little time with my tiny gardenia collection. All right. So first off, let's have a moment to talk about gardenia as a flower. I will put it up. As I was sitting here doing this, I promise you, I think I'm going to try to have like a little white floral moment next year in my garden. Not that I can do orange blossom because of course that's with the orange trees. It's a tree involved, but I think I'm going to try to grow gardenias. I've grown tuberose and jasmine. Have a little splash of those beautiful fragrances for the summertime. Now they ain't going to last long because I am in Chicago, but I think that would be just glorious to have. So I'm gonna work on that. Not that we needed to even have that whole conversation out, but it was a thought, okay? And you know me, sometimes I give you thoughts. All right. So let's talk about gardenia as a flower. It's of course it's a white floral. Now here's what I would say. Every floral has its own scent, but when it comes down to that, it has an earthy greenness to it. The gardenia plant does. So it has this creaminess to it, this beautiful, just creamy floral with a little greenness to it. Now, we're going to get started. Now, the first one I'm going to talk about is an oldie. Now, it's not the oldest one, but this one. This is Elizabeth Taylor's Gardenia. Now, if you are curious to just understanding gardenia in a fragrance, go get this. This baby is under $20, but if you want to get a scent of gardenia, if you're like, I'm not sure what gardenia smells like, and you just want to have something that smells like, so you can smell gardenia, start here. It is so beautiful. It has the greenness, the sweetness of gardenia, and the bottle is just so cute. It's so just and the bottle is just so cute and should be on perfect for your vanity. But yeah, so this is Gardenia by Elizabeth Taylor. And it's a easy entry way into gardenia if you're not sure about it. And then you can see, okay, and then it'll help you to notice gardenia and other fragrances. So Elizabeth Taylor's Gardenia. All right, so the next one is my very first amouage, which made me fall in love with brand and really, really reignite my love of white florals. And this is Honor Woman. Now, this is an older bottle of it, but baby, when I smell this, it evokes money to me. This says generational wealth. This says trust fund, baby. This says country club living, never thinking about how bills are paid. You know, you are living that life. When I wear this, I feel like money. And it's a very elegant, delicate white floral. It's got tuberose in it. It has gardenia in it. The gardenia does shine in this fragrance. And then it has now of course it's amouage. So it's got so much depth and beauty in it. And it also has coriander, it has pepper in it. And then it has leather at as it dries down, which really sings with this beautiful fragrance. So this is Honor Woman by Amouage. Before we get going, you know what? Let me say this about Gardenia. Gardenia to me is the more dare I say it, it's the in perfumery is a little more genteel, a little more I want to say, I don't want to necessarily elegant, but it is the ladylike version of white florals. Whereas, jasmine and tuberose can be just so animalic and so in your face and sexy and things. Gardenia to me is very ladylike, prim, not necessarily prim, ladylike, very very southern, very you know how a southern woman can be very ladylike and cut you. That's Gardenia to me. Okay, so let me do this one again. All right, next up is Flora Nocturne by Isabey. Now, this is a reimagination of a fragrance from the House of Isabey from 1925, which was Bleu de Chine. This was redone in 2005, and it has apricot, it has peach, it has vanilla in it. And so this is a more modern interpretation of it, but it still has that ladylike gardenia, and it's just a gorgeous white floral with a sweetness and a fruitiness that makes it quite a delightful fragrance. Now, I will say this has a lot of body to it, so it's really a all year round fragrance. You could wear this in the summertime, but I wouldn't wear it when it's too hot outside. But you could definitely wear it in the fall, in the spring, where it's still a cool day, and even in winter you could get away with it. But I think fall and spring and fall are great times for it, with summer evenings being a special time for date nights or hanging out with friends. Next up, I have a few of them just named Gardenia. This is Gardenia by Mikolev. I think this is discontinued, and this is a bad thing to be discontinued. This is another very deep, strong, beautiful gardenia. It has quite a bit of gardenia in the note structure, and then it has some ylang ylang and musk. So this is more of a musky floral, but very, very heavy on the gardenia. So this feels like a southern garden in the winter, a southern garden in the evening. It just feels like you are a flirtatious gardenia driven temptress. So this is Gardenia by Mikolev. All right, next up is Gardenia by Robert Piget. Now, this is a more woody, kind of tougher gardenia to me, because the leather is stronger than this. So this is a gardenia and leather fragrance with a lot of woods in it, a little bit of vanilla for a little sweetness, and it's a little sharp. It has a sharp greenness from the lily, which really gives it quite a complex and beautiful scent. This is more of a gardenia for somebody who's a little bit more edgy. This is an edgier gardenia. It's not giving you the super ladylike vibe of Honor Woman, but on the flip side, it's still giving you a beautiful gardenia, but with a little more edge to it that makes it, for some people, a little more modern. Like Honor Woman is a classic floral gardenia vibe. A lot of them have a little more classic vibe. This comes off a little edgier because of that wood and that leather. And the leather is much more intense and has a much stronger presence in this gardenia. But the gardenia is lovely, and gardenia is really lovely and the star of the show. So this is Gardenia by Robert Piget. Next up is Gardenia and Cardamom by Banana Republic. If you don't have this little, you can get this $20 at Burlington Co Factory, the Banana Republics, and this is a beautiful gardenia with a little bit of cardamom to give it a spiciness and some woodiness. As it dries down, you get this woody muskiness. This is so pretty and just easy breezy. This is a perfect everyday fragrance for the summertime, because it's just going to feel very easy breezy on just really gorgeous. So this is Gardenia and Cardamom by Banana Republic. And I almost forgot about this one. This is by Taka, I think that's how you say it. And this is Florence. Now, if you hear anyone talk about Taka fragrances, most of them will tell you that Florence is their favorite. And that's a good reason why, because it is so beautiful. It is a juicy, just slightly green, pear driven gardenia. And I love the scent of pear. Pear gives fragrances a sweet juiciness, and that's what this has. It has a sweet juiciness with a musk to it. So it's a musky floral with this gorgeous, fruity, juicy vibe. It is a captivating, beautiful fragrance, and it is well known and well loved for a good reason. So this is Taka Florence. Next up is this new one I have from Sugar Mama, from Monique, and this is called Silent Grace, and this is part of her Southern Belle collection, oud collection. This has a clean kind of cord with Gardenia Magnolia. All right, Silent Grace is one of those fragrances that lingers and will turn heads and make people think, who was that lovely? Where's that lovely scent coming from? And it's just a soft, powdery it's a soft, powdery, just classic fragrance. Now, this is a boss fragrance, but not the boss that we think about, which is hard and tough and rough. This is that genteel boss, that southern boss who can smile and say honey and get you to do things in a way, and you didn't even know you were going to do it, but because but their demeanor and their expectations, you want to rise to. That's the type of boss it is. It's that boss that you're trying to, meet their expectations, because they're soft yet strong. That's the type of boss this is. Soft yet strong. So you will revel. This is for the person who doesn't need to be loud to be strong, but speak quietly, eloquently, and with purpose and with conviction, and people listen to you. So that's Silent Grace. She said one of her inspirations for this was Coretta Scott King, and it makes so much sense. Now, these last two are my most animalic gardenias. And the first one is going to be another discontinued one. I'm so sorry. But this is Essence number 2 Gardenia. And I haven't seen the Gardenia one. Like, the essences come up on the gray market, but this one hasn't been showing up lately. But this is, of course, a Francis Kirk de Joan. And this is simple. These are very simple note fragrances. This is, what are the notes of this? This is gardenia, jasmine, sandalwood, and some woody notes. And that's where you get this animalic vibe between the jasmine and the gardenia coming together to create a very animalic gardenia, because the gardenia is still the star. The jasmine does not take over. It is definitely the co-star. The gardenia is the main character, and then that sandalwood and woodiness gives it a very exotic and sensual vibe. So this is a more sensual gardenia. So this is Essence number 2 Gardenia. Finally, this one. This one is tough. This is my most challenging, and I have some challenging fragrances. I've been meaning to do that video, my most challenging fragrances, and this is one of them. This is White Rabbit by, of course, Dreamhouse Ikiryo by Vincent. Now, this is not for everybody, and if you are curious about it, I would suggest you get a sample. Right now, he does have his sale is going on now to August 9th. Today is the 30th. So if you order today when I post this, you could probably get it in just enough time to try it and say if you like it or not. I'm just saying, because you can't get samples. But this is the most animalic, and it is the most challenging fragrance, because in the beginning it's strong and definitely gives you this almost animalic vibe to it. Very earthy, very in your face. Now, it does have a lot of sweetness in it. It has caramel in it. It has some pear in it. It has honeysuckle that's going to give it a sweet floral. Now, let me tell you, and it's deep and rich on the amber. So this is an ambery gardenia. It's very deep and rich and very intoxicating. Now, I'm going to be honest, when I first sprayed it on, it's tough. But as it dries down, it becomes this just sensual gardenia with this very rich, with a richness to it that the others don't have. like this, because this is a sweet, deep, rich fragrance with that gardenia. So whereas the other ones, my richer ones, are like more leathery, more woody, this is sweeter because of the caramel and the amber, and even the honeysuckle gives it some sweetness. So this, and vanilla, and it has vanilla also. So this is White Rabbit. I'm telling you now, do not blind buy this. Get a sample, let's try it out and see how you feel about it. That's all I'm saying. I enjoy it, but I'm at a different space, and in my fragrance love, in my fragrance, I do enjoy this fragrance, but I'm at a different place in my fragrances, right? A few years ago, I could have never wore this. 5 years ago, this would have been way too much for me. It would have been too strong, been too Animalic. It vibes is. Now I will say this: if you like Francesca Bianchi's, this is like that type of vibe. It's giving you that seriously deep Animalic. He's just missing the civet. That's all. All right. So this is White Rabbit by Dreamhouse Ikiryo. All right. So this is my little gardenia collection. Of course, I have other fragrances with gardenia in them, but these are the ones that are the most prominent, the most beautiful gardenias I have. So let me know about your gardenias, and let me know if you've tried any of these. Are they in your collection? What do you think? I know a bunch of y'all got gardenia and cardamom because we was all buying it a few years ago. All right, y'all. So I will talk to you all later. And as always, be bold, be brave, be fearless, be free. Talk to you later.